Well, it is just minutes away now. The Hacienda will soon become a piece of Las Vegas history. And of course, Las Vegas has quite a history of hotel implosions.
From the dunes to the Landmark to the Sands, several hotels have come tumbling down in pretty spectacular displays. News 13's Steve Krupe joins us once again live with a look back at some memorable pictures from past implosions. Steve?
Indeed, Allison. Las Vegas is often referred to as a boom town, and tonight we will prove it again. Let's take a look one more time here at the Hacienda as it gets ready for the blast tonight. This is the 5th implosion in just over 5 years in Las Vegas. And of course, it all began back in October of 1993. This was the Dunes. And this one packed with pyrotechnics, not just dynamite bringing the building down, but all sorts of fireballs, and what a show that was. That was the Dunes' first tower, the North Tower, and then they decided to implode the second one to make room for a huge mega resort, Bellagio, being built out there right now. That one went down in July of '94, and then in November of '95, the Landmark came down. And it came down right on top of one of our cameras. And then our camera mounted to the balcony just over 5 weeks ago. That was the Sands. And there it goes. Whoa. Well, we expect just as much excitement out here tonight. The show will begin very shortly. There'll be about 5 minutes worth of fireworks. All sorts of excitement going on, and you can bet the crowd out here is getting revved up for it. The best view of the crowd, though, is high above, way up in Live Chopper 13. That's where we go to Mark Martinez. Mark?
Well, Steve, you're right. They're going to get a double whammy out there tonight, not only the implosion, but also the fireworks show. And judging by the fireworks shows this family has put on in the past, the Grucci family from New York, this crowd down there is definitely not going to be disappointed. This was October 1993, the biggest fireworks display in Las Vegas history. A 15-minute extravaganza engineered by the Grucci family. The show preceded the very first implosion in Las Vegas, the Dunes North Tower. Since then, the Gruccis have been back several times for the opening of Texas and most recently for the opening of the Stratosphere in April. This time, the fireworks weren't launched skyward, they came flowing down. And what a show that was. Now, this family who's done these fireworks apparently are gearing up for this one right now down on the ground. They're doing the final preparations on this thing, and it's going to go off in roughly 10 or so minutes, and the crowd down there is anxiously awaiting that. We can definitely tell that. So that's the situation as it stands right now, as the countdown is on to the fireworks and the implosion. Reporting from Live Chopper 13, I'm Mark Martinez. Now back to Mark and Allison inside.
Okay.
I think he does have the best seat.
Yeah, and just where we don't want to be, but we'll get through it.
Well, after the Hacienda drops, it will only be a matter of minutes before a massive dust cloud descends in the surrounding area.
Indeed, these clouds know no mercy. They'll cover cars, they'll turn water literally into mud, and they can even cause a little bit of nose and throat irritation. Here's what it looked like just last month. The dust cloud has descended upon us. Okay, you can stop your laughter now. This is how our live position inside the blast zone looked last month, the implosion of the Sands. And the cloud was even more pronounced back in '93 during the implosion of the first Dunes Tower. We may look funny in those ponchos and filter masks and glasses. Thank you very much. But they are certainly a necessity. So we've turned over the ponchos and the glasses to our blast zone crew this time around.
You know, we take ourselves so seriously with this, don't we? News 13's Robin Burke will be in full implosion garb this time around. Robin, this is truly your Las Vegas initiation.
It certainly is, and on Las Vegas and on New Year's, you just, wow, what a treat. Look, I've got my mask, I've got my glasses and my poncho that Mark gave to me, so I am ready to go here. And you know, the Hacienda has really changed a lot. This is a different implosion, we're told, because it's only about 40 years old. It was built to stand and to stay up, so they're really having to do a lot to make it go down. You see there, it will start at the ends, it will go in towards the center, hang there for just a second, and then the middle will go. And that is what we are looking forward to. And there are a lot of people even out here. You see the center will be the last to go, and there it goes. And we will see all kinds of pyrotechnics at that point, some surprises we're told, and we are obviously all looking forward to that. Back to you, Mark and Allison.
Okay, Robin, I didn't do her any favors either. I actually gave her the same poncho used for the sand, so it's dirty. It had sands dust on it. And
did you see the kids behind her? They're in full
Implosion garb.
Implosion garb, thank you. Well, tonight's Implosion may be quite a spectacle. It will be, certainly, but a bit of history managed to scoot out of the way just in the nick of time. News 13's Grant Monreen has the story of the little chapel that could.
The last time we saw the Little Chapel of the West, its owners were pulling up stakes and moving to a new location. After 17 years as a tenant at the Hacienda Hotel, their lease ran out, so a new and improved hotel could be built on the site.
I guess it'll be a bigger and better place.
But bigger isn't always better. That's why the 54-year-old building was moved, intact, for the third and final time.
It's comforting to know that, that we own the property and that we'll be here forever. And we won't be at the mercy of a landlord or development.
Since the chapel moved in December, Smith says couples have been coming to his house of bliss in droves.
We've had probably 100 or so couples in the last week or so get married here, and we're looking for a big night tonight.
As the Hacienda Hotel rings out the old tonight, the Little Chapel of the West now has a home to ring in the new. Grant Monreen, News 13.
Certainly the Little Chapel was part of the Hacienda's history.
But what's set for the property once the dust we've been telling you about settles? Well, take a look at this. Today, Circus unveiled plans for what's called Project Paradise. It's a 42-story resort with 4,000 rooms and an exotic South Seas theme, complete with an artificial beach and a swim-up shark exhibit.
Did we just find out about this today? Right?
They just unveiled it at 7 o'clock tonight. I don't know about the swim-up shark exhibit, however. Countdown drawing ever closer now.
Let's head back out to our Implosion expert, Steve Krupe. Steve, the anticipation growing out there?
It is. The clock is ticking. We're just minutes away, and all of our cameras are ready to go. Get ready to crumble. Stick around.
Take one last look. The face of the Strip is changing, and this resort will soon literally be a pile of dust. The end is drawing ever closer for the Hacienda Hotel.
We've got several cameras ready and waiting for the big crumble. News 13's Kim Sherwood has a great vantage of the whole show. Kim?
Yes, indeed we do. The best seat in the house as far as I'm concerned. We are on top of the Tropicana Resort and Casino. Take a look down 23 floors, if you will, to the crowd waiting to see this extravaganza happen in just a matter of minutes now. Tens of thousands of people have now converged on the Strip all the way to Hacienda Avenue. Police have allowed them to move all the way that close, so when the dust settles, they may be a bit covered. I'm not sure. It depends on which way the wind is blowing. Actually, it's very calm. It is a gorgeous night out here. We couldn't ask for better conditions right now. Tens of thousands of people have moved down from the north end of the Strip to see this implosion and the massive fireworks as they go off, setting up the stage for this great show. And what a way to bring in the new year. We're going to send it up in the air now to Mark Martinez. How's it look from your viewpoint?
Well, Kim, I agree with you. I was kind of shocked at how close they're letting those people get to this implosion. We'll take a look right now. You see them down there on the ground. They're literally just right across the street from this thing, and as you know from covering implosions in the past, that dust cloud is going to spread pretty quickly, so I imagine some of those people will get pretty covered, as you say. But we are also very surprised at the amount of people down there. We knew there would be a lot, but from our vantage point, it looks like the 500,000 people they were talking about all showed up here tonight. Now we're going to go back to see, I'm not sure, we're going to go to Robin Burke, who's down on the ground. She's in the blast zone. Let's send it down to Robin.
That's right, I am in the blast zone, and I'm not alone. I must tell you, there is actually a crowd in here, too. They're basically circus people here with the construction company and their families and friends, and everybody is looking forward to a great show. This, as I said before, is going to be quite a spectacle. There's 1,100 pounds of pyrotechnics that are going to go up from the Hacienda, and we're told there are some surprises along the roof. We've even heard some rumors of fireballs, so everyone here is definitely looking forward to it. And I heard some people say they wish they had waited and done it at midnight here, but we didn't get that option. We're going to go now to Steve Krupe, our designated ringleader. Steve.
Well, Robin, thank you very much. We are standing along Las Vegas Boulevard in what they are calling the VIP viewing area. All of the head honchos from Circus Incorporated are out here. They've had a little party, and they'll be coming out to view the implosion. And what a night it is. Clear skies, calm winds, and the crowd, you can hear them. They're getting revved up. This is the view from our exclusive collapse camera, as we're calling it. Our exclusive collapse camera, as we're calling it. It's actually mounted to the top of the porte cochere. Now, back when the Hacienda was first built in 1956, it was only 1 story tall. And then over the past 20 years, various sections were added on. This middle section is a little over 10 years old, and the section to the left of that is only 7 years old. And now we're switching to our other camera. This is Blast camera. It's a model of Sony camera, which has survived previous implosions. We've tried to kill it. We'll try to kill it again, but it looks like it's positioned just far enough away this time to survive. And there's the building. The music is beginning out here. Projectors will project various designs up on the facade of the building. The way the implosion engineers described it for us was as if the building was not just a building, but a canvas for explosive artists. And up on that canvas tonight will be projected those designs, plus a laser beam which will project a countdown clock on the center section of that canvas. And here go the fireworks. We are just minutes away. My goggles out of the pocket. The fireworks will continue for a number of minutes here, and then there will be a pause before the building comes down, and we'll get the countdown. The music is going. The crowd knows it's time. That's our exclusive collapse camera, a view you won't see anywhere else, looking directly up from the porte cochere, and then a wide shot from the top of the Tropicana Hotel. Oh boy. The fireworks continue. We've got a couple more minutes to go. And now the building comes alive. We are about 1 minute away now. The building has gone dark momentarily, but the end is just around the corner. And there it is, as New Year's, at least on the East Coast, is rung in. The ball dropped in New York City. A building dropped in Las Vegas. And on New Year's Eve 1996, the Hacienda is history. And this has got to be the worst dust cloud of all 5 implosions that I've covered. Just look at this. Well, I decided ahead of time I would forego the plastic poncho that a lot of folks were wearing out here to protect their clothes. And it looks like going to have to take this to the dry cleaners. Kim Sherwood is high above the scene at the top of the Tropicana. I think she will be spared the dust cloud. Kim.
Darn right. In fact, it's going to the south and east of us. Sorry about that, Steve Krupe, and actually to the thousands of people who are on the ground right now, probably getting dusted themselves. At least those that were up near Hacienda Avenue are getting a very good dusting as we speak. What a show. I have to admit, this is my very first, even though I've been here 7 years, first live in-person implosions. I've always been working the desk or somewhere else. Wow, what a scene. And Steve Krupe, maybe you can tell us how the heck desk or somewhere else. Wow, what a scene. And Steve Krupe, maybe you can tell us how the heck did they bring the fireworks up from the ashes? I've never seen that done in my life anywhere. That was just absolutely amazing.
The Grucci family of New York City, they've done many implosions before, and believe me, they went to town on this one. And there was that moment where everything went dark, and then the jet fuel, many of the floors in the building were just packed with jet fuel. Those fireballs started going off, and then section by section the building came down, and from the ashes it was pretty, very pretty to see those fireworks going up. High above us right now is Mark Martinez. He's in live Chopper 13. Mark, quite a view from up there.
Oh, what a view. And talk about a weird experience having fireworks explode at about your eye level. That was amazing. We'll take a look down at the ground right now. You see that dust cloud is starting to fade away pretty quickly. It's moving to the southeast, as Kim Sherwood told us. But, Steve, it looks like you didn't come out of that unscathed. Unlike the people who were down there blocked off in front of the Luxor, it looks like they came out of it pretty well. They didn't get too much of that dust cloud as we thought they would, but what an implosion this was. It surely is going to go down in the record books as one of the most amazing implosions ever, and that fireworks show was just phenomenal. So what a view that was. As you see here, that dust cloud on the ground still hanging around there, as you can see by the lights. You can see the haze down there. It's a bit hard for us to tell up here. We have so many clouds up here from the fireworks that are sort of hanging around. But this is the first time we've actually seen some of the clouds up here, unlike the other implosions. So as you say, one of the biggest dust clouds, Steve. A very impressive show.
All right, that's the view from live Chopper 13. The crowd is still milling around. They've opened up the street, and folks are walking out here behind me. Maybe you can take a look down onto the street level. It's still a very thick cloud of dust out there, but folks going out and scraping up the last few remnants of the Hacienda. Of course, we had cameras all over the place. This was one of our views. 1,100 pounds of dynamite, untold gallons of jet fuel creating the fire, the walls of fire that erupted from the building. And the noise was deafening. Before, we've felt the dynamite go off. You can feel it in your gut, but this one, the charges just kept going off. One after another, and then the fireworks. Quite a show. Implosion number 5 in Las Vegas, and it ranks right up there at the top. Of course, we had cameras just about everywhere around this implosion, including this one called Blast Cam. Our camera actually on the property, and the intense fireballs virtually obliterating the shot there momentarily, but it survived. Watch this. Watch as the wall of flame, the jet fuel ignites inside the building, and then section by section, those pieces came down. This is one of the best views possible. Wow. Okay. And this was the view from the top of the Tropicana. You could see the end of the fireworks there, and then the building went completely dark. We could hardly find the building with our camera. And then, that's when the charges went off. Section by section, window by window. And then the whole building seemed to be engulfed by those flames. And down it all went. And then this, our exclusive camera mounted on the second floor. This we called our collapse cam. You could see as the charges went off on the bottom, the building hung there and then slammed down on top of our camera. It looks like it's alive there for a while. Chunks of the building actually sticking to the outer portion of our lens. But it's still not over, though. The building continued to fall. Wow, what an event it was. Look at that. All right. The crowd continues to mill around, and Mark Martinez has the view from Live Chopper 13. Mark.
Well, Steve, the crowd immediately after this implosion started to head out, and that's causing a lot of troubles on the roads. Let's give you a look right now. This is Industrial and I-15. Things are moving along very, very slowly right now. They just opened the I-15 a few moments ago after they swept the freeway to make sure there was no debris on there and safe for vehicles to travel on. They opened it up, but now Industrial is just packed as people are leaving these fields, these side roads that they were parked on, and they are just really heavy right now. We can imagine that it's going to be this way all over town. Now, we're going to go back to you, Steve, and hopefully you can see down there that the people are starting to leave as well, and I guess that's causing some troubles down where you are.
Indeed. Mark, the people remain out here, and unbelievably, a section of the building still remains. Only just now, as the dust has cleared, and we see out there in the middle of the blackness a section of the Hacienda still standing. It's leaning slightly to the side. I'm not quite sure how they're going to resolve that situation. But we couldn't see it. It was so dark out here, and the cloud so thick, so intense, that piece of the building remains standing. So that is a new twist, making implosion number 5 even more special in a little different way. Let's send it right back to Mark Sayer and Allison McCarthy, who are in the studio free of this giant dust cloud. My goodness, what a mess it was out here.
Well, that is a tremendous twist to the end of this.
I think that's what you call a glitch.
Of the building still standing, perhaps implosion number 6. I don't know how they're gonna get in there if it is leaning. They'll take a structural look at that.
Right. Okay. Well, we do have another angle of the implosion. We call this chopper implosion, I believe. So let's take a look at this viewpoint.
This is the picture from Live Chopper 13 at the moment of the implosion, and we recognize this is a lot like the Dunes North Tower, for those of you who watched that on television. Because of all the fireworks that we had, it created a cloud of smoke before the actual implosion, and we realized that it made it slightly more difficult for you to actually see the implosion itself. This is perhaps one of the best views that we've had of the actual building going down. There you can see the right-hand side of the building going down, and as we know, part of it did not go down. So all of our crews are going to remain on the scene. We're going to be back here at 11 o'clock, and we are going to be talking with just about everybody who's out there. We're going to show you these angles again, and we're also going to get to the bottom of what's going to happen with the final portion of the building. That's our News 13 special report.
Thanks for joining us. We will see you back here, we hope, at 11 o'clock.